Pavel Oskorov from Laravel Daily Team and YouTube channel Laravel Business, where now more and more often I shoot videos from my car with philosophical thoughts about running web development business with Laravel or outside of it. And that's exactly what I want to talk about today. It's the business part. I get this question a lot, and recently one of the audience YouTube subscribers commented and asked to help with the question. But I get this question in various forms over the years, which is how to switch from being a developer to create your own product and to run a business. And scenario is pretty typical. So you are a developer, you are a good developer with like 5 years or 10 years of experience, and you're creating products for the guys, for other businesses, for the company, for your freelance clients, for whoever is paying you money. Basically, you're selling services. But at some point you start thinking, okay, I'm creating good products and other people earn money from it, so why can't I do it myself? I mean, I don't need any other middleman. I can create product myself, sell it, and then earn money myself without sharing with anyone. And that's even probably more fun, to create your own product with your own idea, and then no one tells you what to do. You don't have boss, you don't have a client. You can figure out for yourself what to do and what are the priorities. You don't get any shitty client requests and all of that. And that sounds pretty romantic, and a lot of developers think about that, but not a lot of developers actually switch from being a developer, from selling services to selling a product. And that's why so my question to you, if you want to do that, okay, that's really good. But my question to you, number one question is, do you understand what it means to run a business? Because switching from full-time job, from 9 to 5, to running your own product, it's not about product. Developers like to create product, and they think that creating product is enough and will be enough to have a business. But at least 50% of the success of the product is actually business part. I'm not even talking about sales and marketing. I mean, you will have to sell it to someone at some point. But even the thing like writing documentation. So, for example, if you are creating someone for developers, even if you release something on GitHub for free, if it doesn't have great documentation, no one will use it these days. So you will have to polish everything. You will have to kind of be a copywriter and write texts for your product, write README, write documentation, write sales page, basically sales copy, landing page, maybe even be a designer to some extent, or at least have a taste where to buy the theme for your landing page. So that's only the surface, what you would have to do just for anyone to consider your product. So to get outside of your zone of yourself being a user or your friends, to get it outside, you'd have to polish the material for that. So marketing material and copywriting material. Probably shoot some demo videos like I do for our Quick Admin panel. Probably write some article guest posts. So that's where we go into marketing, into promotion part. But even outside of that, you would have to actually sell. So things like pricing, selling, discounting, customer support after the sale, a lot of things which are totally non-development related. So again, I'm getting back to the thought that as developers, we like to create products. And if you create and run your own product, you will have to create product only like half of your time at best. In reality, majority of my time, for example, is not about creating a product, but doing customer support for Quick Admin panel, thinking about new features, but in terms of business side. So what feature will be profitable or bring more users, constantly checking our Google Analytics, writing blog posts. So basically promoting the stuff, and the creation part is kind of a background story now. So that's one thought. So do you really want to get into business part, or are you comfortable enough with other people doing business side for you, and you stay as a developer, maybe become a senior developer, become a tech lead, become architect, whichever is the position the highest in your situation, but earn money as a developer instead of switching your mindset into business. I've written quite a few articles. I will link them in the YouTube description on my Medium, like switching from being a developer to being a freelancer first. That's another topic for another video. Freelancing is also a business, but switching to having a product, it's totally different mindset. You have to forget the code. Not forget, but I mean, code is just irrelevant. The most important thing is how you present the product, how you sell it, how you reach more audience, how you do content. A lot of those things which are totally unrelated to the code. So for those of you who want to switch from being a developer to being a product guy and create your own products, my first question is, do you really want it, and do you understand how much work it is? And in reality, in my case and in the cases that I've read about, it takes time to earn the same amount of money as you do as full-time job. So it would take a few years, probably, well, more or less, it depends on a lot of things, but in my case, it was, well, 2.5 years until Quick Admin Panel started generating revenue, which could be considered as a full-time salary. So 2.5 years of constantly doing, constantly reinvesting. So it cost me about $50,000 to create a product, which then started generating like $1,000 or $2,000 per month. So even doing the math, it's really illogical. So you have to refuse your salary, your full-time income, or do the product on the side, like nights and weekends, but that won't lead you too far, because you have limited amount of time and energy after work, after hours. So you have to go full-time on it and then work hard for a couple of years to expect at least some revenue, which would be considered a full-time job. In various articles and podcasts and videos, I've listened and heard and read various numbers. So some startups pay off in 5 years, in 2 years, but it's in years, it's not in months. It's almost never in months. Even if you have successful launch, like launch something on Product Hunt or Indie Hackers or whatever is your first jump, it's temporary. Usually really like 1 or 2 pieces per year go viral. In reality, it's slow, steady, boring growth until you get somewhere to have a good revenue. So that's point number 2. Again, I'm trying to convince you out of it, but I'm raising the questions. If you are fine with them, and if you have answers, great. Then I motivated you. So are you willing to work for a few years? And it won't be really pleasant. It's not sexy. Business is not sexy. The things that you're seeing in motivational videos, of inspirational videos, or someone speaking on stage, is just the surface. Underneath is hard work, and it's not coding. It's more about business, about sleepless nights thinking what to tweak and what article to write so people would remember you and get back to you. So a lot of hard work for maybe a chance of success in a few years' time. And if you have a family to feed, that's even more complicated. So you have to speak to your the other half, significant other, to support you while not receiving, well, income. So that's another part. But again, I'm not trying. I'm trying to be short, but I see it's already 9 minutes. Me ranting about switching to business, but I've done it myself. And if you do succeed in those, and if you are patient enough, then in a couple of years you have a lot of assets. Basically, in my case, I have Quick Admin Panel as a product. Then meanwhile, I have some audience built for that, including that YouTube channel and my Laravel Daily blog. Then I have kind of a brand around me, around Laravel Daily, which helps to sell the product, and then now things start happening. Now we are recreating that product, and by the way, this video is not advertisement for Quick Admin Panel. You won't find link here anywhere. It's just an example of how I did it. Well, it's not me, it's my team. Actually, it's 4 people in total now. But again, it wasn't the case at first. So now after a few years we can reinvest some money, strategize, and now starting to turning into business, into real business. But again, coming from a developer perspective, do you want that part? Do you want such life, like you wake up and you don't code, you run a business? And I'm not even mentioning the payroll stuff, the tax returns, the bureaucracy, all the paperwork, and a lot of that things that developers don't really care about, and they shouldn't. So do you really want it? If you do want it, okay, then write in the comments on below YouTube video what questions do you want me to answer about the path of developer switching into a business guy, into creating a product. What questions can I answer, maybe from my own experience or reading or on someone else's blog or podcast. I can answer in separate videos. And in the end, I would recommend to read indiehackers.com website. It's a forum and a lot of interviews from similar people, from similar type of people with similar destinies, who were developers or tech people and tried to create products. Some better stories are there who started earning more, but usually the summary of all those stories is a few years of hard work and only then some benefits. I'll leave you with that, and shoot in the comments, and see you in the next videos.